Hey, everybody, Coach Rick here, and welcome once again to the Achieve Your Dream Summit. Right now, we have a really interesting fellow from up in Canada. His name is Chris Smith, and he and his wife, Susie, have an ongoing program called Career Niche. You might see it there in the background, or Career Niche, whichever you want to say. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mr. Chris here, and then I'm going to turn things over to him. Chris has been in the recruitment and career transition field since 1996 and launched his first staffing firm in 1999 and has 25 years experience in the field. In September of 2004, ExecuSource partnered as a referral partner of the newly founded Career Niche, Inc. Career Niche is a customized career transition company with services including job search coaching, career coaching, persona branding, and outplacement. Career Niche maintains a strong commitment to providing the highest quality career and job search coaching. This guy knows what he's doing. All righty, Mr. Chris, I'm going to ask you the question that is always on my mind and on my heart. It's the name of what I do, Strategy for Destiny. It asks the question, what were you born to do? So I'm asking you, sir, what were you, Chris Smith, born to do?
Well, I really took a while to get to what I was born to do, but after working on a psychology degree and going through some self-exploration and trying different jobs, I realized that I really love being a person that helps others grow, in essence. You think the psychology would have told me that sooner, but I tried a few things first. And so a Career Niche is the company, and it's really the essence of an idea, of a concept of helping people find their niche and helping people build an ecosystem or a niche. And I really, for myself, it took me some exploration, and some people call that a career portfolio, where you try different jobs to find out what you like. And I think trying to figure out what makes people tick, what makes them happy, and then helping them succeed, which the company has really been rebranded to look at as the first career marketing agency. So our programs really focus on helping people market themselves, as there's a big change in what's going on with the mix between being in your own business and then bouncing back to getting a career, and yet having to market yourself more. Whereas before, you went someplace for 40 years and you got your gold watch and you retired nicely. Now you may be changing jobs all the time. So I really thought, seeing that was beginning to happen. Of course, there was a famous book out there, The World is Flat, which you may know of, that really discussed all these changes. That's what kind of steered me more towards the direction of the outplacement. Although I loved the staffing part of it, and I studied HR in business school after my psychology degree and these sorts of things.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we have talked before in setting this all up and everything, I do definitely see a glint in your eye when you talk about helping other people to work through what you just outlined. Is very complicated. It's very complicated. And I mean, I use this example a lot, in that if you need your appendix out, you don't go to YouTube and figure out how to take out your own appendix. That would be really stupid. No, you hire somebody who knows what they're doing. Not your weekend appendectomy, but the doctor who does 5 or 6 of them a day, the surgeon. Okay, so people need to go to you to find out what. In fact, they can come to me first. They can find out what's in here, get that up here, get it here, come to you and say, okay, this is my destiny in hand. This is my destiny. Now, what can we do career-wise? Because they're going to save, by coming to you, they're going to save possibly years of heartache or years of never, ever getting the job done. And I know from 35 years of experience, that leads to tons and tons of regret. And I just, I hate to see that happen. So, okay, you've probably answered the second question that I like to ask, which is, what did you do to get there? What did you do to make all of this happen? Do you want
Well,
to expand any
actually,
more on that?
yeah, I'll expand on that because it's really interesting. I enjoy the recruitment field. I enjoy helping people find their niche and helping them land in what they love and have a passion for, and sometimes just helping them move from where they are to a much better situation,
Yeah.
as many quote unquote headhunters do, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there is a downside to it. There's a dark cloud that lurks amongst
Ooh.
headhunters, and that's we can only place one out of every 200 applicants. Now imagine that you're working with these people, their expectations, they've got some possibilities there, but you can't always judge the perfect personality fit with the hiring authority. So when that works out, well, there's at least a dozen people that you may be shortlisted that are very disappointed. So part of what we moved on to, or I did, and then started the career niche business from my staffing business over to this business, was to help people really prepare to land that job better, because we were just seeing so many people come into the interviews. They weren't prepared. They're used to just
Mm.
winging it, and then they didn't really know how to market themselves. They didn't do any type of presentation or dog and pony show, as we say, and they didn't have their numbers or their behavioral answers prepared for the interview. And that's a shame because they're very talented. They often very good at what they do for a living, but they don't often prepare for the interviews, and they don't often prepare for the job search. So that transition over to helping the 199 people that didn't get the job was kind of more in line with what I wanted. Now I still do the headhunting, I do retain search, I place right up to the VP level, and I enjoy that. But it's much more rewarding when I can help people transition to new jobs by helping them with coaching, with tactical, with marketing themselves, and so forth.
I just can't stress enough how incredibly important it is if you're going after a new position, a new career, moving up in your career, and you want to convince somebody to either hire you or to fund you or whatever it is, they've got to have their ducks in a row. And
Sure.
and so far, everything you've said needs your help. Everything that you've said about people not being this, not doing this, not being prepared, all of that, it just makes me shake my head and just say, scream into this screen. You need Chris. You need Chris to show you, to take your hand and tell you and show you what to do so that you have confidence. If you have confidence in what you do, you better have confidence in how to land that position, that job.
Right, right.
I'm
So
talking too much, but I'm
no, you're doing
I'm
it. You actually,
passionate. I'm
I'm
passionate about
loving
what
it.
you
You're
do.
speaking my language.
Yes, absolutely.
So I mean, what we really have come across is people need a structure or a system to understand how do they build that out.
Yes.
How do they build that? And so we came up with the Dream Career Branding System, with the acronym dancing. Start dancing to the beat of your brand, because the dancing are the 7 core elements of your personal brand. And we really do a deep dive with individuals to help them. That's a forthcoming course that we'll have out in January. But we really do a deep dive to help them understand their innate strengths and those things that they don't even know are their strengths, and how to see those blind spots. So when they go into an interview, they can talk about their strengths in a meaningful way, and not the same cliche, well, I'm good at MS Office or this and that, but from a meaningful way, say, maybe I'm great at envisioning the future. That's one of
Mhm.
the strengths that many people have, and we use different systems and assessments for those processes for them to understand what to present.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's kind of funny when people will say, "Well, I can't afford to do that," when the comeback is, "You can't afford not to."
I can't afford
No,
not
and
to.
and I know that you're
Yeah.
not charging an arm and a leg. I am surprised at how reasonable your services are. And for you out there, when we get toward the end, you're going to be telling our people about some of the stuff that you're giving away
Yeah.
to make sure that people can be helped, and that you're the guy to help them. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Well, people have been through a rough couple of years with COVID and financials, and we take care of even plants when they're closing and things that's been going on, and so that's part of our business. And you hate to see what happens to families, what happens to their finances, how far they get set back, and sometimes illnesses. So we want to prevent that. We want to prevent that. Now, we want to be there. We often say to the companies, by the way, we're going to take them from your family to our family. So, we're going to take care of them. That's important. Because we're a family-run business. We've got four family members involved and multiple others that are on contract. But it's just a wonderful thing if you can help people through these times. And then they won't forget you as they go through their career. And they'll see that what we're proposing to them with a personal brand, what we call the sub niche called a career brand. Okay. So it's very focused on their career, how that will really help them. And there's little nuances that I hear as I do the headhunting, I do the placement on perm. You hear every week from these employers that, oh, I can't believe this person didn't know to do this for me. The boss will say this. Yeah. They didn't know I needed this. If you want a job, you got to solve the boss's problems. That's the best way to get a job. Very right. Good. And you talk to Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. That's one of his favorite lines. You want to work with me, show me how you're going to take headaches away from my life. You're going to clear something off my desk. And so, that's all about the nuances we discuss and how people prepare. And often in headhunting, you have to really assess for that. And from the coaching perspective, therefore, I have to prepare people. And that's what we're going to help and offer them with some of these wonderful freebies. I think that will
they're wonderful.
Change their lives.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm all about, and you're all about. Now tell me, the third question that I love to ask, how does your business fit into your dream?
It's a great question. I'll tell you one thing, that when you run your business, knowing my personality type as an ENFP, which means I'm extroverted. I love talking to people. I love working with people. The N means I love developing programs for people to help change their lives. The F is feeling and empathy and loving to get into understanding how I can best, because I really see myself in service to others in my life. But the P is a problem. The P is creative, but it's not very organized. The P, people having that P at the end means I'm almost, I should be checked for ADHD sometimes because I bounce around a lot. So, but thank goodness my wife is the opposite. She's an ISTJ, Myers-Briggs MBTI score, which means introverted, but she's practical. She's a thinker. And the J at the end is the opposite of the P. She's organized. And she organizes everything, and she keeps the ship floating. So I think starting my business, I misperceived my ability to project manage things as well as I thought I could. So there's always things about a business you have to know what your strengths are. And so I think knowing that my dream was to help others, I come from an entrepreneurial family, at least my mother, she was. And so that kind of you get that bug when you're young, junior achievements and so forth. So I saw that as a way of really setting my own destiny, as you would say, I guess. And it's my way of giving to the world, making an impact. And I mean, if I didn't think I could do it better by running my business, I wouldn't do it. I'd go work for somebody, which is fine too. It's a good thing. But I like the freedom of working for the business, and I like the freedom of being able to help people find their dreams. Well, especially with their brands, right?
Absolutely. Now you were saying something about an acronym. Was it
sure
or something like that? What was that?
Our dream career system follows 7 core principles here and 7 core elements, and that starts with the dancing acronym. Start dancing to the beat of your brand is our motto, where you have to take a look at what is your dream. What do you see as your life mission, your purpose? And that's where you would come
Yeah.
in many ways and help people find that and define that better.
I got goosebumps just hearing you say that.
And we really, yeah, well, I mean, it's true. People need to take, and Richard Bowles, What Color Is Your Parachute, started a lot of this introspection out back 30, 40 years ago. I think it's
You
still
have
30
to do
million
it.
of
You
those
have
books.
to do it. You have
Right,
to do
right.
it.
And if you don't, well, you risk not being satisfied. And there's two ways of looking at that. It's, I guess you would say, some people have innate talents. That's our process of looking at things. And then we move them on to the audience. That's the A in dancing. And what is the employer type you want to work for? What are the influencers you should be connecting with? Who are the people that you should make in your network? Because you all need a network. No person's an island, right?
Right.
You have to, we're all connected in them. If you want your career to be successful, you have to be connected. Novelty, novelty is your uniqueness. What's the novel part of you? What are those? We have an ASSETS acronym that stands for a lot of details that we look at right in through your talents to your strengths that you build into skills. And then, what are those experience and credentials that build into your brand? Then we go over to competition. You have to, nothing lives in a vacuum, and there's no career that lives in a vacuum. You all have competitors in the company, in the workforce, if you're doing a job search. But it's not all competition. Who can you be in collaboration with?
Yeah.
Not everything. Sometimes it takes a team of people banding together to help each other. And that's a good thing. Bring somebody else and often companies will pay you for a referral fee if you bring somebody in to the business. The identity of your brand. That's how you talk, how you react to things, how you listen well or not. These are the things we kind of do a deep dive with others to kind of find out where their SWOT analysis, what are their strengths, their weaknesses, where can we improve them for their career. And then your niche. Have you built a niche? That's really finding your career niche. Here's where I want to specialize. Here's where I think I need to build my own niche system. And that's where we come up with our dancing brand, our dream career brand system. You have to build your own thought leadership, right? And then grow is the G. You've got to grow your reputation. That's your brand. How are you going to do it? Well, as you see on the side, the First Career Marketing Agency.
First, okay.
Yeah, we want you to market yourself.
Well, yeah, right. Because
that's
you're the
process.
One. You can help get them to the interview fully armed. I mean, they got a tank. They've got an F-16 or whatever those jets are, and they're just coming in and dive bombing that recruiter person and or that VP in charge of hiring people, and they're armed to the teeth, and you get them there. But you're right. They need to know what their dream is. They need to know what their destiny is, and then they need to be able to market themselves because you're not done with them and they're not done with you. They're gonna continue to learn from you, I'm sure, and you're gonna continue to evolve and all of that and be able to by the time you have as much gray hair as I have, you're gonna be a wise old dude. You know that?
I'm getting there quick.
You got
I got a little head start. You look at Muhammad Ali. I'm not a great fan of Mike Tyson from his personal life, but from his skill set, he was an amazing fighter. They all have a coach in their corner. Everybody has a coach, and I think if you want to optimize the stakes, life goes quick, but it can be so sub-optimized for your life if you don't work with coaches. And in a day that would maybe called a mentor. And we tell people seek out mentors when they go to work, somebody that can help them through the intricacies of that organization.
Sure.
And they often have the best success, but you need a coach to help you with all of the nuances you maybe don't know. And us having, some of the staffing knowledge helps. And staffing knowledge right up to a VP director level tells you what they don't like and what they do like, because people are often surprised how they'll be judged and how harshly they can be judged, with little mistakes here and there. So that's part of what you get from a coach. You get some of the insider knowledge, and you also get some an objective soundboard to throw things off of for your career. But then you're building a brand, you have a system. The dancing career brand model is a system. It's building that dream tactically as well as strategically. And then the marketing springs forth after your brand positioning occurs. And then you have to take that idea of what is my brand? What do I stand for? Why am I different and unique? And you got to market yourself to the world in so many different ways. And nobody really sees it that way. It's not much different from being your own consultant business or coach business. You really have to market yourself.
Wow. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write you a theme song that has to do with dancing. Yeah.
I'm all for it.
I've got mine for Strategy for Destiny coming out. My son and I are producing it, and I've written lots of songs for companies and people. So
that's right. You got that great
dancing in there. That's
background.
easy. That's easy with dancing. Yeah, that's better than trying to make a lyric out of career niche. You know, that's a little
career niche is a tough one.
Little tough. Well, I know, boy, do I ever know that you have some incredible gifts. Not only the freebies, but you've got a premium gift that's going to blow your minds, and it's just amazing when people, you're giving away a lot, and I'm just going to let you go because I'll let you.
Well, like I said, I'm giving away a lot because that's really the foundation of who you are, and I think we're in your world right now, so we have to kind of show who we are as well, which is to give a lot. We don't want to see the negatives that can happen in life due to not finding your great career, not building your career properly, not being able to navigate if you're laid off or terminated, and terminated for cause or without cause. You still need to figure these things out. So we're going to give the ebook, our Career Niche Advantage System. That's the $20 value. We'll give that out to people, and then we're going to give the interview secrets course. And that is a $99 value at least. I mean, you go to Udemy, they're charging $200. Our LMS is that type of quality. So you're going to get, there's some gamification, there's some testing, because you often think you know how to answer a certain question. And then you do the tests and it's, oh, geez, I didn't know this as well as I thought. So we had one of the best learning architects from Laureate, and she's worked with Walden University and higher colleges of technology in Dubai, developed this, and she's going to be working with us on more courses in the future. And then you want me to give the big surprise?
Okay. Here it is.
So we're going to give you the same 7-week ultimate job search formula course, which is training on a weekly basis for 7 weeks with Q&A at the end. We're going to give that pro bono, free, for all of you out there that need it. I mean, it's just
that's amazing.
It's a hard time, and it's hard to figure out what we're going to do. I know people want to work remotely, and but there's a lot of trepidation, especially with the Omicron variant coming along, and I think people need some good news. So that's the good news. We're going to give you that, and of course, you'll have 7 weeks of helping you out if you are in a job change, if you are in a job search. Work with Rick and myself, and we'll get you there. So that's an amazing course. And by the way, that's used by the Fortune 1000 companies that subscribe to our service for their employees. That's the same course that you're going to get your customers.
Yeah.
So
hopefully. Yeah. Wow. I mean, and all you have to do to get that course for free. Oh my goodness. Now, I know that you're not charging very much for that course right now. What have you got it at? Was it $497?
Yeah, it's $497 right now.
Gosh. That's a $997 course if I ever heard of one. So
well, it probably will be eventually. We're just upgrading some of the tools.
Sure. Well, and what goes around comes around, Chris. It really does. When you're being that helpful to our audience right now, people are going to be clamoring. They're going to get that VIP upgrade, which is dirt cheap, and then they're going to be able to listen to you on the way to work, on the way home. Not in the shower, but in the bathtub. That would be cool. Yeah.
And it's also going to include, there will be a module on your dream career brand. So we're going to have them start dancing to the beat of the brand and your music someday. because you're going to write a song
Yeah,
to that.
I am. Yes, I am. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we'll have them. We'll have them in good shape by the time they're done that 7 weeks.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, we've covered so much. I do want to. I always have an optional question, and I want to throw this at you. And that's this: when it comes to living your best life, what advice do you have for our viewers?
Yes, I've got some good advice, and
Good. I know you would.
Really is aligned with a lot of research, and that's play to your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really feel like you don't have strengths, trust me, you do. You have some natural abilities, you have some natural talents that can be worked into strengths. Some of those talents may be a little dormant. But there's ways that you're working them already into your life, and we can help you draw those out. So I think one way I've heard it said is be lopsided. Stop trying to be everything to everybody. Be yourself. Be the best of who you are, and present that to the world. But you got to find out what your biggest strengths are, and that's part of you that will be covered in the course as well. So they'll get some help with that in the Ultimate Job Search Formula. And so that would be my advice is you're happier if you're playing to your strengths, and then suddenly the job becomes a passion for you, or it becomes more enjoyable, and then you can obviously there's ways to find your mission in life better if you're playing to your strengths, those natural abilities, those natural talents you have. So that's my biggest advice to people is don't try to fix every weakness. Play to your strengths, try to be the best person you can be, but be you. That's what career branding is about, being the best of who you are, but be you. Don't be what other people are telling you to be yourself.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I tell people, and it's kind of harsh, but nobody cares about your dream except you. Now, I'm a little bit, I go easy on them in the book, and I say no one cares as much
That's good
about your dream as you do. Even your mama, you say, Mama, I'm taking this course from Career Niche. I'm taking this course from Coach Rick, A Strategy for Destiny, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. She looks up at you and pats you on the bottom and says, "That's nice, dear," and goes about her own complicated life. And that's as close as you're going to get to an endorsement about what you're trying to do. So I tell people, take the course and be doing what your action plan has led you to do before you even tell anybody anything. Make them come to you and say, "Hey, you're happier now." And how did you possibly get this? How did you possibly land this job? Well, I found out what my destiny is. And then I went to Chris Smith with Career Niche. And then I found out how to play to my strengths that were identified in Strategy for Destiny instead of suppressed. And people, I hate this, but people talk you out of making progress. Well, you're the wrong age. You don't have enough training. You're too short. You're too tall. You're too dumb. You're the wrong color. You're the wrong whatever. You're the wrong gender. And what do you think you're trying to do anyway? You trying to be better than us? Better than me? Better than your family? Yes, yeah, I am. Yeah.
We're going to give people a shield. So when they get out there, they've got armor and they've got a shield to deflect a lot of that, because nobody knows your possibilities. And sometimes you don't even know your own possibilities till you get out there and you do it, you act on it. But you have to have a system, and the system to monitor your plan, monitor your progress. That's the dream career brand, the dancing model. And so we'll help them with that. And it can be life-changing to get a sense of, hey, there's some structure to how I should deliver my career to people and how I should talk about myself. It's great.
I think you should dump the word could. It will be.
Yes.
It will be
life-changing. They got to do the work though. There's some work involved.
Yes, you do. In my course, you identify your ambition, motivation, passion, vision, preparation. You got to do the work, and then your action, putting together that action plan. But you got to put in the work, and you delay is just a horrible thing. For somebody to listen to you today and listen to the two of us talking about how they can explode. The rest of their life can be absolutely wonderful, the way it was planned out before they were even born.
Mhm.
And when they can figure that out, let's say that they're 35 or 40, they've got some life experience. They know they don't like what they're doing, or it's pulled out from underneath them. It's gone. The job is gone. The company has disbanded, or whatever that is. And when they will make up their mind, I'm going to put, and I love this, I'm going to put my money where my heart is. Isn't that good? I like that.
That's
I got
good,
that.
yeah.
I've got that in the book, because you got to do something. You got to do
Some
something.
skin in the game, as they say, right?
Skin in the game. Yeah, you got to do
Yeah.
something. And with all that you do, you and Susie, man, they can't miss. They just can't miss.
Thank
Wow.
you. Well, I think, and also what you're doing with people, helping people find their destiny, kind of aligns perfectly with where we take them after that.
Yeah.
And so, we could talk probably a whole day on this. There's so many different topics related to this general theme here that we have of your dream career and your destiny. And so I think we can really do some good things for your viewers today. And if they're interested in these courses, they just have to reach out to us. I guess that'll be on the Summit site.
Yes.
The email.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They'll be able to get everything that you have to offer, and be drooling about working with you on a professional basis. And you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to be on the same stage with you sometime. I'd like to.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Can you do a song and dance?
Well,
Kane in the top
can
half?
play. I can play the keyboards.
Can you?
I can tickle the ivory, as they say, but I'm not a very good dancer. I must admit. You can ask Susie about that, my wife.
We'll hire some dancers, okay?
That's a better idea.
That's a
Yeah,
better
for sure.
idea. All righty. Well, this has been absolutely outstanding, Chris, and I'm hoping to be able to interview Susie also, and get
Sure.
her organizational end of things, and how that.
She's
all
fun.
works.
She's the fun part of the company, so
Yeah,
people love her. So
Yeah,
you got to
I'm
get her
sure.
on for sure.
How long you been married?
It's been 14 years.
14 years. Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right, so some of this stuff absolutely free, terrific. I mean, amazing stuff. But you need
beat
to
it.
upgrade to VIP status so that you can get a $9.97 course it should be, and absolutely free because of the big heart of this man, Chris Smith. And so
Nice. Thanks.
and enjoy, listen to this video again and again. It's going to be uplifting to you, and it's going to help you, especially in this economy. You need somebody to encourage you, and you got at least 3 somebodies right here: Chris and Susie and Rick. Yeah, and we'll do it. So until the next video, we're signing off. Thank you, Chris. And
Thank you, Rick.
goodbye for now.
Take care.